Hi there everyone and welcome back to the channel and for the return of Palace Daily. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, new subscribers, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. Or for those who just don't know what this is, I started it last summer and it's basically a feature where I do short videos, not too long, around 5 minutes long, but I try to do them as regularly as possible, and it's basically my thoughts on Crystal Palace. So there could be anything. It could be something that's happened in the news and I want to give my thoughts on it. It could be something that I've just thought about during that day, just like, oh, that's interesting, or that I want to, I'm thinking about what could happen if this or happens with this player being sold, etc., etc. And then I raise it up to you guys. I put it up on YouTube, like I'm going to do today, and then raise it to you guys in the comment section, your thoughts and what you feel on it. And I think it's a really good way to bring Palace fans together and get loads of different viewpoints, but you get differing ideas or thoughts on certain topics that you don't necessarily hear about on the news or in other media outlets. So I love doing this, and I hopefully will be doing it for a number of days. To let you know, I will be on Thursday, just a quick heads up, Thursday evening I'll be at the FBA's Football Blogging Awards up in Manchester. Not as a nominee, unfortunately. Didn't quite get enough votes to become a nominee for the best vlogger, maybe next year. But I have been invited to go up there as a guest, so I will be going up there, and I might be able to get some footage up there, give you guys a video from the FBA's, but just a heads up on that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And also, before I start on the topic, which you can tell in the title what it's going to be, a massive congrats to Liverpool. I'm filming this the day after. Unbelievable. You have to just, no matter if you're a supporter of Liverpool or not, you've got to just stand up and applaud what happened last night. I was literally spent the whole second half with my mouth open. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I thought Barcelona, as most people did, were just get an away goal and that's game over. Even when Liverpool were 1-0, 2-0 up, I thought Barcelona still need one goal. But when it went to 3 and then 4, I was just taken aback. I think it's the first time it's ever happened that a team that's been behind in the first leg have gone on to win in the semi-final of the Champions League and go through to the final. Just congrats to Liverpool and the fans. Absolutely unreal scenes, and best of luck in the final. I think that it's yours to lose now. But anyway, getting on to this. First Palace Daily back. I want to talk about Wilfried Zaha. Now, obviously, he's the centre of debate, centre of discussion for most videos recently, or for most topics in the news. He's always the main man for us, and is always in the headlines for differing reasons. Especially when it gets to around this time of the season, because of transfer window about to open and just summer window, transfer speculation arises, and Will Zaha's always in the spotlight when it comes to transfer news. And I wanted to give my thoughts. I said in a few videos back I would give my thoughts on what happened with his direct quotes from a couple of interviews he did a few weeks ago, and so that's what my video is mainly going to be about now. Just giving my thoughts on him and what we should do with Zaha in terms of transfer activity. Now, a few weeks ago, he had an interview saying how much he loved Palace and he wants to be at Palace for the considerable future. And then literally a few days later, there was a direct quote pulled from, I believe it was The Sun, saying that he wants to play at Champions League level. He thinks that is his level. And it was just the whole interview seemed to be along the lines of he wants to leave to go to a Champions League club. Now, my initial thoughts were, first and foremost, like The Sun and the Daily Mail were the two articles. So, there's only so much I can say, oh yeah, they're definitely true, because it's The Sun and the Daily Mail, But if they're direct quotes, then that's fair enough. And in my honest opinion, I think that, I'm sure that most fans would agree with me in saying that if he were to leave this summer to go to a Champions League level club, whether that's in England, I personally think if he were to leave, it would go to a Champions League level club abroad. Dortmund or something like that would be an amazing fit for him as a player to continue this growth he's on. If he were to leave and go to that level, I'd be honestly really surprised if any Palace fans had any trouble with that. I think he's done everything for the club. He's already, in my opinion, the greatest ever player for the club. I just feel privileged to be alive at this point in our 115-year history, 16-year history, and to be able to witness the greatest ever player in my opinion, for the club and be alive in that time to see him playing. I just feel privileged. I feel, very, very lucky to see a player of his talent play for my football club, because it doesn't happen. It happens every few decades, really. A player of this quality comes to the forefront and comes out the academy, more importantly, and is one of your own. Literally, he loved the club. He would do anything for the club. I just feel incredibly lucky. I think he's done everything that we could have asked for him to do. He doesn't really owe us anything now. I think any time he has at the club now is just extra time that we have with, we have this amazing player in our club. And I honestly think that, that I just want him for one more season. I say this every summer, but just one more season, let me watch this player play for my club. We all love him. We all love him. But we all know deep down that he's got, at some point, he will move on, because he needs, for the good of his career, he's 26 now, getting into the twilight. In a few years, he'll be in the twilight period of his career. He needs to be playing at European level, because that talent just can't go. He's missed out. England have missed out on that incredible talent, and that was a massive blow for England and probably Zaha at the end of the day, because I think first choice Zaha probably would have wanted to play for England. Didn't work out. For him, as a player, I don't think he can make the same mistake by not playing at Champions League level. And that's not me saying he has to. He needs to go. We need to sell him. I'd have him for as long as possible. I'd have him for the end of his career if I could. Just being realistic, I think that he has to, for the good of his career, for the good of for him to achieve what he probably wants to achieve, what all players want to achieve. They want to play at the best of their ability, and we know he's good enough to play at the European level. He has to move at some point. He does. Now, I personally think he's got 4 years left on his deal, so that puts us in a strong position. And I think Zaha, even if he does want to go, I don't think he has any problem staying with Palace for a little while longer, because, even if he wants to play at that level, he loves the club, he loves everything about it, clearly, and we've helped to rebuild his career again after what happened at United. He wasn't taken care of up there. He's very much an arm around the shoulder kind of player. We've managed to come and help him get back to his best. He's now hitting even better than he was when he signed for United. He's a much better player, in my opinion. And yeah, in general, I think that one more season and then he'll have 3 years left in his deal. We're in a strong position. We can now, we're not going to just let him go. In my opinion, he's our best ever player, and for that reason, he's so crucial to our team in terms of points that he's won for us, and having him in the team, the amount of points we get when he's in the side. In my opinion, we can't accept anything less than 65, 70 million. We cannot, and that's not because necessarily he's worth 75 or above, even though I personally think he is. But for some fans who think, no, he's not worth that, or opposition fans definitely think he's not worth 70 million and above, I understand that. But to Crystal Palace, his worth to the club, it absolutely is. We cannot accept anything less than that, because he's just irreplaceable. He is irreplaceable. Whoever we bring in now to replace Zaha, when he eventually does leave, whenever that is, he will never, that player, as much as we probably will love him and get behind him, and he could be an absolutely exceptional player for us and a fan favourite, in my opinion, there will never be a player better than Zaha for us, and that's just my opinion. There will never be a player as good and have that much talent and will ever replace him. He's just irreplaceable. So my thoughts on this on the topic, I think there is truth in the quotes that he wants to leave. There is truth in the quotes that he wants to play at European level, mainly because of the age he's at, and now he's getting to the crunch time, in most players' career. If they're going to get to that next level, it's got to be around now. And I totally get that, and I've got no problems with that, because as I said, he is good enough to play at that level. In my opinion, because he's of the amazing business we did last season, getting a 5-year deal signed for Zaha. He's at the highest paid player at the club by some margin. So the money's not a problem with us. So I think that one more season is the best we can get. But I think this summer or the next summer he's gone. As I said, though, has to be the right money, and I think the board, they're not thick. They're going to make sure it's the highest possible bid, and as I said, 70 million or above, and he goes, in my opinion. Anything less than that, reject it. Don't even think about it. But I think that the best case best case scenario, we've got one more season of Wilfried Zaha, and hopefully we do. I think in many ways Aaron Wan-Bissaka could be the bigger problem, and I'll do a video on that at a later date. But thank you guys, that's my Palace Daily, quite a long one. Obviously I had some stuff to talk about at the start, but this is just to set it up again. I'm restarting it because it was so much fun last time I did it, just getting thoughts of people, of fans, Palace fans across the country, about their thoughts on certain topics surrounding Palace. Just really interesting to hear everyone's thoughts. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like and share it. Really important that you share the video as well. Get it out to as many Palace fans as you can. I'd love to hear as many thoughts as possible. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get that subscriber count up and yeah, get the reach to Palace fans. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really enjoyed doing this one. Love to know the thoughts on Wilfried Zaha. Does he stay or go this summer? Thank you guys. Be sure to subscribe. See you next time.